Welcome to the library show. This is the last show of our year. It's not really the year, but it's June. And there are always exciting things going on at Lower Merion Libraries. One of the things that is done consistently is fundraising, because although we are very generously supported both by the Commonwealth and the county, we also have a fair amount of fundraising to do on our own. Different libraries come up with different plans. You can read about it in the monthly newsletters from each library. One of the most dynamic things is a program that came up really about a year ago, and that is the car raffle. We work in conjunction with Ardmore Toyota, and I'm very happy to have with us today two people who are totally involved in this. One is Ryan Pesin, who is a vice president at Ardmore Toyota. Hello, Ryan. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you, Lenore?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad to have you with us. We'll get to the specifics. And the other is Barry Levin. Barry is the president of the Lower Merion Library Foundation. That is the system's fundraising arm. Would that be a good characterization of that, Barry?
Well, we're a support organization for the libraries. Obviously, the libraries do their own fundraising as well, but we run the raffle, and the libraries are the beneficiaries of the raffle tickets that they sell.
And I believe
and
the foundation,
we provide additional funding as well.
and I believe the foundation is a 501c3.
It is a separate 501c3 organization.
Okay, good. Well, you do good work. And as a patron of the libraries, aside from the host of this show, I'm very happy with the work that you do.
Well, thank you very
Speaking of
much.
which, let me go back. And how did this start? The idea of a raffle for a car. Barry, maybe you can give us some history, unless this is
Well,
Ryan.
my understanding is that one of the members of the library board at Belmont Hills is a neighbor of Max Paul,
Ah,
and they were talking about how to support the libraries, and Ardmore Toyota said that they and the Toyota Corporation would be interested in supporting us. Ryan can talk a little bit about that specifically. But last year was the first year that we were able to do the raffle, and Ardmore Toyota stepped up again and said they would be willing to partner with us.
that's great. Well, we always enjoy having community partners. We've done that in a variety of ways over the years. Ryan, tell us please how Toyota does this, because well, first of all, let's talk about what is being raffled.
So that's a great start. We are raffling off a 2022 brand new Toyota RAV4 LE all-wheel drive. The RAV4 LE, it's a 5-star safety rated. It's a safety rated Toyota RAV4, so it's a very safe car. Kelley Blue Book gave it a Best Buy award winner as well. It's got amazing features in it. So Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, a beautiful 9-inch multimedia display. It's just a wonderful vehicle and safe car. I have family members that drive it. My own mom drives a RAV4 and enjoys it. And
Ah,
we're excited to do this again for 2022 with the Lower Merion Library Foundation.
sounds like a terrific car. If your mom rides it and drives it, and also older teenagers obviously could drive it. It sounds very snazzy.
It's become a very popular car. It's the most popular car right now actually sold. It's a small SUV, but it's the most popular one that Toyota now sells. And we have anybody from 17-year-olds coming in all the way up to senior citizens that love it. Easy to get into, very safe, but just a great overall ride, and a really popular vehicle that we sell plenty of.
Well, that should make a lot of people very eager to buy raffle tickets for this.
Yeah.
That makes a ton of sense. And I also like the fact that it has all of the latest and greatest doodads, shall we say, things that make driving the car a pleasure. And that's great.
Yes.
How do people buy a ticket, and what does a ticket cost? And where do they buy one? There's 3 questions in one. I shouldn't do that. But I
Okay.
figure you can answer them. You know.
Yeah, so the tickets are on sale at the local libraries. And the members of the library boards will probably have tickets themselves, which they will be trying to sell. Last year we sold 1,000 tickets. This year we're selling 1,250 tickets.
Oh,
So it's a limited number. It's a limited number of tickets. The tickets are $25 each, or you can buy 5 for $100. So you can get them at your library, or you can get them from a board member. The tickets this year, unfortunately, we can't take credit card payments. Last year, you could go online to the Library Foundation site and purchase your tickets. That was a result of special legislation that the legislature had put in place because of COVID. But now we're back to the regular legislation, which says that raffle tickets can only be purchased cash, check, or money order, whoever uses money order anymore.
Believe it or not, there are people who do.
Well, I know there are
Hard to
some
believe.
people who do, but
Yeah.
whether they're going to bring a money order into the library or not is another story. But
Okay. Here's what
um,
I found.
I'm sorry.
No, please continue. Yeah.
Oh, so so go to the local library. The librarians there will have the ticket. They will assist you in filling them out, and you'll be however many tickets you buy, there will only be 1,250 max sold, and hopefully we'll sell them all.
I hope so. I really hope so. I was involved in the Ardmore Library kitchen tour at one point, and we had people who came in and did have money orders, as hard as it may be to believe that people still use money orders because it requires that extra step typically. But we try to make it easy for people. Come into the library, buy your tickets. There's no limit on how many tickets any one person can purchase.
Now, if somebody wants to buy all 1,250 tickets, we're happy to sell them to them. They'll win the raffle, that's for sure.
Okay, and when people get the card, do they have it as owners, or do they have it as, are they leaseholders? Are they renting it?
Great question. That's so they get a 2-year lease on a Toyota RAV4.
Okay, so after that, can they purchase the car they've been driving, or does it go back to you and then maybe we'll have another raffle and they can try again?
They can have the option to purchase the vehicle at the end through Toyota Financial Services. So we assist them with that in terms of registering the vehicle and insuring the vehicle. It's the customer's responsibility, or the winner's responsibility, to do that, which we had last year, and worked out perfectly for our winner last year.
Okay, and when is that announced? When is the winner announced?
The drawing will be on the 18th of August at Ardmore Toyota. Last year we had it there. There were only a few of us there because of COVID. But we've got a big drum, and we pick the winning ticket, announce it. And I know the person who won last year was actually in the market for a new car and was very happy to have won.
That's wonderful. That's a great story. Do I understand that people could continue to purchase raffle tickets until the day before or the week before? When does the purchase period end?
Raffle tickets will be on sale beginning the 20th of June and will be sold through the 30th of July.
So it's a limited time period. People really have to hop right on the stick with this, so to speak.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well,
you'll begin to see yard signs and signs at the libraries announcing, and there'll be posters at various locations. So we want to make sure that the public knows about the raffle. And of course, this program will help them know about the raffle as well.
That is terrific. I'm going to ask a question that relates to me personally, but it may not be to others. Is this car a specific color?
So that's a good question. So Lenore, we've got a unique situation in the current automotive environment where availability of vehicles is a little bit limited. So with that being said, all of our cars are currently getting pre-sold. In terms of the car is sold before a customer comes in and actually takes the car delivery. So we right now don't have the exact color, but there's a couple of different options we're having. We're thinking we're going to have the color that somebody would want, though. At the end of the day, that winner can hopefully get the color they want.
Okay. I'm only asking because I know this is not the most sophisticated way to approach car purchases, but I look at the color too. I like to think, right now I decided I drive a red car. My husband said, you've always wanted a red car. I know you've always said it. So I got a red car a couple of years ago and I love it. But there are also good looking blue cars and silver cars and all kinds of colors that this comes in. I assume it comes in a variety of colors.
Yep, there's black, there's silver, there's gray, white, a lot of great colors. But I mean, really the features are what makes it what it is. It's got a hands-free power liftgate for the trunk, getting easy access to the trunk, full of personality. It's got LED lights inside the vehicle as well, multi-terrain if somebody's going off-road, which these RAV4s do often. Roadside assist is another important component of as well. It comes with Toyota Care, 2 years of free maintenance. So just a lot of great additional things that the vehicle offers. And we're excited to do it. We've been part of the Lower Merion community our whole lives. My whole family is part of Lower Merion community here. We've been since 2006 at Ardmore Toyota. 1968 is when we started with Toyota. Our location at Central City Toyota at 48th and Chestnut is still there to this day, as well as our body shop, Paul Brothers Auto Body. So we're just really excited, and we love being part of this community. Lower Merion Library Foundation, it's a great cause. We very much love supporting the library, and we're excited to do this for the second consecutive year with Barry and his team at Lower Merion Library Foundation.
Right. And Lenore, I want to mention as we wrap up that last year we raised over $20,000 for the libraries.
Excellent.
The libraries use that probably mostly to buy new books.
Okay, that was my next question. Was where does the money go?
To put on the shelves.
Okay.
So that could be, 5,000 books. So,
wow.
Who's ever watching, go out and buy a ticket. It supports your library. We very much appreciate it.
Well,
just to piggyback off what Barry said, it's also important to note not only did Ardmore Toyota and Central City Toyota become involved and support this financially, but Toyota Motor Sales as well helped us with this as well, and we're honored that they were helping us with this big event we're doing.
Well, on behalf of the patrons of the Lower Merion Library System, I want to thank both of you. Thank you, Ryan, to Toyota and for everything that you've done to make this work. Barry, thank you for all of your work. And it's a terrific thing when people in the community and volunteers can make the library system work even better. Thanks for being on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I hope everybody watching will go out and buy a raffle.
Go buy a ticket.
All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the library show. Well, in the summer, people pick a variety of things to do. If you have a school-age child, maybe you're going to sign your child up for science in the summer, sponsored by Smith, Klein, and French and at the various libraries. Take a look at the websites and find the library near you. So that would be a good thing. And maybe if you're an adult, you love to read. I love to read. Mostly I read fiction, sometimes nonfiction. Sometimes biographies, to be honest, too. But today we have Jackie Schulmeister, who is a reference librarian for Ballackinwood Library, and she is my go-to person for all things books, and she has a list of books to recommend. You don't have to read every one, but boy, what a cool summer it would be if you could get to them all. Jackie, welcome to the library show.
Thank you, Lenore. It's good to see you.
I know you've been busy reading away, as many of us are, but you've got great recommendations, and we can talk about them.
Yes, well, I will tell you that basically every popular author has something coming out in either May, June, or July, and I'm not really exaggerating. So I think everyone will find something, hopefully, on this list.
Excellent.
I broke it up by month. So arriving in May is The Summer Place by Jennifer Weiner, which is a story about a wedding in Cape Cod. and the matriarch of the family's decision to close the family summer home. So that sounds interesting. Book Lovers is coming out by Emily Henry. And I don't know if you're familiar with her. She is perfect for a beach read. She actually wrote a book called Beach Read a couple of years ago, and she followed that with People We Meet on Vacation. Her characterization is great, and it is a perfect light summer read.
I think I read People We Meet on Vacation because her name sounds familiar to me. But
yeah,
that was the second one that I read. Okay. I just put Jennifer Weiner on reserve at the library. There are a lot of people.
Oh, yes, there's already quite the list.
Yes.
And this is her, Weiner's book is the third book and kind of what I think she's calling a Cape Cod trilogy because the books have all taken place there. So if you read the other two, you definitely want to read the last one. Emma Straub has also come out with another book called This Time Tomorrow, which is about a very happy 40-year-old woman that goes to bed one night and wakes up 16 years old trying to rekindle a relationship with her dad.
Okay.
So that sounds intriguing.
That is intriguing. There was a book that came out a year or two ago by an author, and it was about a woman who wakes up 5 years in the future, and her life is so very different.
Yes, I think that was the Lisa. Was that the Lisa Searle book called In 5 Years?
Yes, In 5 Years.
Yes, that was good. Now, speaking of her,
okay,
she has one that's already in called One Italian Summer.
Okay.
Which is also, I haven't read it yet, but in fact, I have it at home to read, and that's getting good reviews. Another book is called The Latecomer by Jean Hanff Horowitz. Her last book was called The Plot, about an author who was a former teacher. And I won't say any more about it because I don't want to give it away. But that was a very, very good, different novel. And this is her new one about triplets and their reaction to a fourth sibling.
Okay.
So that's worth checking out.
I read The Plot.
In June, Geraldine Brooks has a new book called Horse, which spans decades, and it involves an enslaved groom, a gallery owner, and of course, a racehorse.
She's a wonderful writer, Geraldine Brooks.
She is. And this is getting really, really great buzz and already a lot of holds.
What I like about her, if I can go off topic for a moment, is that each book is different. There's not a better thing where, oh, gee, it's yet another beach read. Her books are really different. She focuses in different areas, and they're fascinating books.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's going to be one of her best.
Okay.
I've read a number of reviews, and everybody is really, really talking about it. Our buddy John Grisham, of course, has one coming in June called Sparring Partners, which is actually 3 novellas.
Okay.
Susan Mallory has a book called The Boardwalk Bookshop. She, again, is always great for a light read by the pool. It's about 3 women that rent space in a beach resort, and they rent business space. So it's a bakery, a bookstore, and a gift shop. And they all, of course, become very good friends. And you find out a lot about their life.
Jackie, have you noticed that in the last few years, there have been a number of books that have come out with the word bookshop in their title?
I know, a lot.
A lot. And it's almost as if they're looking at people like us and like many of them here who are readers and who think, oh, put bookshop in the title. They'll go out and buy this or they'll read it. And the Lost and Found bookshop, the Paris bookshop, the Midnight bookshop. There are lots of others that I might not be able to think of at the moment.
And also, there's a lot of books coming out with library in the title.
That's true. Susan Orlean,
which is interesting as well. I mean, the Midnight Library is still on the New York Times bestseller list by Matt Haig, and there's been a number of other ones.
Well, Susan Orlean wrote that book a year ago. You might have had it on your list then, about the building of the library in LA. That was a fascinating book.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
Yeah, very
it really
different,
was
different from any other. I liked it.
And I had a lot of people reserving that at the library.
Yeah.
Let me see, what else do I have for you? Oh, this is an interesting debut. And again, it's all over the magazines and the morning talk shows. It's called Remarkably Bright Creatures, about a cleaning woman in an aquarium who becomes friendly with an octopus. Now, as absurd as this sounds, it's supposed to be very, very heartwarming.
Okay. Not
It
just
was
funny.
Jenna Bush Hager picked it for the Today Show. That was their main book. But I've seen it in a number of other places.
You see, she's sort of following Oprah. She's creating her own label among books.
Right.
Okay.
And Ellen Hildebrand, of course, has another Nantucket book out called Hotel Nantucket, about a hotel manager that comes to take over a recently renovated hotel on the island.
Did she ever do the third in her series about the Bahamas? She usually does Cape Cod, but she goes to the Caribbean in the winter.
In the winter? I'm not, that's a good question. I'm not sure she did one this past winter.
Because she did one about the woman who goes there and her husband went to the islands and she goes and discovers he had a second family there. And then it turns out he dies and there's all this mystery. And what she did, with apologies to Ellen Hildebrand fans out there, is she sets up the second book through kind of the second half of the first book. And then with the second book, she sets up the third book with the second half of that one. So she's really encouraging her readers to read the entire trilogy. And I didn't know she came out with the third one. I'll have to research it.
Yeah, we will have to look that up. I am not sure.
She's back on Cape Cod with this one.
Yeah, she's back in Nantucket, right?
Nantucket, sorry.
In July, David Baldacci has The 620 Man coming out, which is about the world of finance.
Okay.
And there's a new Jason Bourne also coming out in July. Apparently, he faces off against his arch enemy, Lenin. So it's a popular villain. So that should be good.
Okay.
Daniel Silva has Portrait of an Unknown Woman, which already has a tremendous reserve list.
He's very popular.
Yes, he is. And of course, you have a James Patterson called Shattered, which is about an abduction specialist who goes missing. And Ruth Ware, who I like to call the modern day Agatha Christie, has one coming out called The It Girl, regarding female friendship at Oxford University, and of course, a mystery.
She's a very good writer. The one she wrote.
She is. I like her a lot.
I like that a lot. Yeah. I don't think she gets the recognition that some other people do, but she deserves to get recognition because her books move. They keep you very involved.
They do, and I agree with you. And she also is refreshing because one of her books, and I can't remember which one it was, but she openly said this is taken from the premise of And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. So, I mean, she was very open about imitating her, which I find refreshing.
Yes.
But I like her a great deal. So I think that probably will keep everybody busy.
Well, you have quite a list there. I was trying to take some notes, and we'll let people watch the show, and they can watch the show again and again to get the entire.
I hope so. But I'll admit to you, I was a little surprised when I first started doing the research. I knew there's always a lot for summer, but these were all very well-known writers, so I guess they had time on their hands. Obviously, during the pandemic, it got these things finished.
Well, I think the other thing is that for the last couple of years, not this year, but because of COVID, there hasn't been the rush by publishers to publish books. They didn't know if people were going to come out and read them, buy them, whatever. I mean,
that's true.
Amazon too, besides the libraries. And I think finally the floodgates are open because there's a sense that people have opened up their lives, opened up to some of their favorite pastimes from the past. Good word, pastimes from the past. And I also think that whether or not people are at home or they're out and about, they can read either way. So reading is a wonderfully flexible thing to do. It's accessible to people, whether they're reading Ruth Ware or they're reading James Patterson or they're reading the newest Grisham. And I think that maybe publishers have said this is the time to really flood the market. They come out with some books, some more serious books, sometimes in the fall or towards Thanksgiving. They have books that are their Christmas books that they think will sell as stocking stuffers or to take people through the winter. But I think that they really wanted to open the floodgate, because I'm listening to what you're saying, for all the readers out there who want to be on beaches, at pools, whatever. And I thank you very much for giving us such a thorough review.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
It is fun. Yay, readers. Thanks, Jackie.
Happy summer.
Thank you. To you too. A good one. And thank you for tuning in to the library show. Bye-bye.